Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year and happy 2024 to everyone. For this first video of the year, I'm gonna share my opinion on two Japanese sunscreens, which in my opinion can work for every skin type and every seasons. So I hope you'll enjoy this video. Some of you may think it's not appropriate for the winter season, and some of you will understand it. I live in France, I live in Paris, it is winter right now, but I know that the rest of the world is not necessarily living in winter. One of my best friends lives in Melbourne, Australia, and she's lucky because it is summertime for her. And by the way, I would love to know from which country and which city you are watching my video from. So please leave your country and your city in the comment section. Now, if like me, you are living in the winter season right now, you might be going on vacation in the mountain to ski, and the higher the altitude, the more UV rays you get. And also because of the snow, the white snow reflects the UV rays all over. So because of the snow as well, you need to be careful with your sun protection. Now, if you are like me and you are living in the winter season right now in a regular city, then the need for protection will really differ from person to person, depending on your skin tone, depending on your family history when it comes to your skin and skin cancer, depending on your own skin history, and also depending on your skin issues and your skin goals. So some people may need to use sunscreen even in the winter. And I was almost going to forget it, but also the need of sunscreens depend on the skin treatments that you are doing. No matter your skin type, some skin treatments, some skincare products, some skincare medication requires you to wear sunscreen even in the winter. I'm going to start with a sunscreen that you've been hearing me talking about a lot on this channel, and this is the Kiss Me Mommy sunscreen. And this sunscreen is also waterproof. I found out about this sunscreen, I think 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I'm not sure. But since I found out about it, I keep on buying it again and again and again. So let me tell you about it. So this sunscreen has a creamy light texture. You can tell that it is very watery. It does not feel oily. And to me, it feels like a creamy gel consistency. When you apply it on the skin, it spreads very easily. And at the beginning, you may think that it's going to be a white cast, but actually it is 100% invisible. And the cast that you may see at the beginning is going to disappear even if you don't blend it. So actually, I don't mind that for a few seconds the sunscreen is visible, because it allows me, when I apply it in front of the mirror, to make sure that I have applied it everywhere on my skin. The interesting part about it is that when you apply it on your skin, at some point it feels like it is getting set on your skin. It does not feel like a regular moisturizer. At the beginning it does feel like a gel moisturizer, but at some point when you blend it on your skin, you can tell that you can't move it anymore because it is set on your skin. And I think, I don't know, but that's my presumption, that it is thanks to this filming aspect that it can provide a waterproof resistance, because you can tell that it's not moving. It's only a slight feeling. It's not uncomfortable at all, but because I am used to review products, I pay attention to those tiny things. It has no fragrance and it has no smell. It has no alcohol, unlike many Japanese sunscreen, and it does not feel heavy and rich on the skin, although I have oily combination skin. And in the end, the finish is not matte, it is moisturizing, and it gives a kind of glowy, beautifying effect on the skin, which I really love. When you apply it, it almost feels like you have applied smoothing primer on your face. It gives the illusion of what people like to call glass skin without being oily or greasy. So I really like that. Now, that's what it looks when you first apply it. Throughout the day, depending on your skin type, things will be different. I have mostly oily skin. It is winter, so it can be dehydrated. As I said, it's not mattifying. So if you have oily skin, after a few hours, you will see some oil on your face. And it does happen with this sunscreen as well. But it does not make me look oilier than normal. And although I may look oilier, it does not feel too rich on my skin. And if you have oily skin, you know what I'm talking about. Some sunscreen, although they have a thin texture, they are so moisturizing that in the end, when you have oily skin, you end up looking not only oilier, but it looks like it's heavy. Your skin looks too rich. It looks like you just have too much. Your skin have too much. And it's not the case with this sunscreen. In the summertime, I will look oilier when I use this sunscreen. Obviously, not in winter time, but still my skin will not feel rich. So that is a sunscreen that I use all year around, only because I haven't been able to find a similar texture, invisible finish, something that will work on my sensitive skin, on my sensitive eyes as well, because it does not sting my eyes. That is also matte or almost matte. I haven't been able to find it, so that's why I still use this sunscreen in the summertime as well, although for my oily skin it works better in the winter time. If you have dry skin, you can also use it in the winter time because it is moisturizing. It is not drying at all. But if you have dry skin, you may feel the need to add a moisturizer first before applying this sunscreen. And if you have a normal skin type, I think this sunscreen is perfect for you all year around. Two of my sisters absolutely love it. Their skin does not look oily with it, but they have a normal skin type. It is a great sunscreen, as you can see, but if you have oily skin, because it does not mattify the skin, that is not the sunscreen I can use under my makeup even during the winter time. If you have normal or dry skin, I am pretty sure you will love it under your makeup, but that is not the case for me. And to use under makeup, I have a better option, and that is the other Japanese sunscreen I want to talk about today. The next sunscreen is the Canmake sunscreen, which I heard about for a few years already, and I don't know why it took me so long to try it. So I bought it last year, so I had time to test it in different weather, different seasons. So this is my full final opinion on it. This sunscreen also has a light texture, and it is called the Canmake Mermaid Skin Gel UV. And it also feels like a gel moisturizer, like the Mommy sunscreen, but this time the texture is just a little bit thicker than the previous sunscreen. It is easy to apply and spread on the skin, and as you spread it and blend it, if you have a dark skin, you will realize that it's gonna leave you a cast. Obviously, the cast will be more or less visible depending on your skin tone. It is not a super strong white cast, but it is visible enough for me to not go out with this sunscreen only on my face, because my skin tone looks too weird with it. But in the same way as the previous sunscreen, when you apply it on your face, at some point you can feel that it is kind of set on your face and it feels a little bit sticky, which is a good way because this sunscreen is meant to also work well as a primer. Many sunscreens claim to do that, many don't provide that, but with this sunscreen it does, because I love to use this sunscreen under my foundation, and although I have oily skin, it helps to delay my oiliness, but also it gives a beautifying effect when you apply the foundation on top. So it really works as a smoothing, beautifying, but also oil controlling primer without being drying. So in my opinion, it works for all skin type. If you have oily skin, dry skin, normal skin types as well. If you have dry skin, you may prefer to use a moisturizer first before applying this sunscreen. And also, of course, it will depend on the season. In the summertime, even if you have dry skin, I don't think you will feel the need to apply a moisturizer first because it is moisturizing. Again, it is probably perfect if you have a normal skin type, but in the winter it is pretty good if you have an oily skin type as well. Again, this one does not sting my eyes, it does not contain any fragrance, and it has no particular smell. As you can see, I love both sunscreens, and for the first video of the year, I'm happy to make a video about two products I truly enjoy. And I have nothing else to say about it. I just want to know if you have ever tried one of those sunscreen. I have already reviewed this sunscreen on my channel before, but it is so good that I felt the need to talk about it again. And then when it comes to the Canmake sunscreen, I think it is so rare to find a sunscreen that works great under makeup that it is worth talking about it. And as I said, although I have oily skin in the winter, it also works for me. I actually find it better than many primers I try on my oily skin. Please let me know in the comment section if you have ever used one of those sunscreens. Also, let me know what are your favorite sunscreens to use in the winter, with or without makeup. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Once again, Happy New Year, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.